This Christmas is special for our family because it's our first Christmas as a family of 3. I really think we had Margot at the best time of year. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I really think we had her at the best time. We've experienced kind of like all of the first, which she also just had her first belly laugh.
There aren't many things that'll make a grown man cry, but that'll do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gains for Girls podcast, which will not be called that much longer. We just announced we have some very exciting news for the future of the show. A total rebrand. We are revamping it. It is now going to be called the Riley Gaines Show. The first episode drops January 7th, but until then, we're still rocking and rolling on the Gains for Girls podcast. And if you're watching at youtube.com/OutKick, which I hope you are, that's where you can subscribe to the new show, like, comment, engage, and that way we always appreciate it when you do. But if you're watching on youtube.com, then you see I'm joined by my favorite co-host, my amazing husband, which I think the last time you came on was after Margot?
Yeah, right after Margot was born. Mm-hmm.
And there were so many comments talking about your accent.
Oh, it's all messed up. I'll own that one. It is.
It's like halfway over the Atlantic, is what we say.
Mm-hmm.
So always just a joy to be joined by him and to share our conversations with you guys. And Merry Christmas, by the way, the best time of year. I hope you guys are spending some time with your families, with your friends, honoring the Sabbath, taking time off, and just resting, recovering, enjoying, and recognizing the reason for the season.
That's one thing we do say. We say Merry Christmas around here.
Absolutely.
No happy holidays in this household.
None of that. We just got back from AmFest, which I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you know what AmFest is. AmFest is turning points like Super Bowl, if you will. Always around this time of year. This is my, I think, third AmFest I attended, but of course it's the first AmFest where Charlie Kirk was not in attendance, at least not here on this earth. I have to imagine that he's watching down from heaven, smiling ear to ear. They sold, how many people were there?
It was either 20 or 25,000 tickets. It was slammed.
Mm-hmm. But they sold so many tickets, and naturally I think you do this where you oversell tickets because you inevitably some people can't be there, and so you want to be able to fill every single seat. Every single person was there, and so they oversold, and so you had people who were lined up outside waiting in the lobby who were naturally frustrated that they couldn't get in, but it speaks to the movement that Charlie was building and had developed, the impact that he had with his time here on this earth, and how that his mission really has now turned into his legacy, which I believe is, if you can believe it, more powerful in death than it was in life. Lots of amazing speakers. I had the opportunity to take the stage, which I was talking with Louie, what do I want to talk about? I could talk about, there's 100 things I could talk about. We could talk about the wins that we've seen surrounding gender ideology and parental rights and the safeguarding of children, especially, thank you to President Donald J. Trump, the most pro-life, pro-woman, pro-child president in modern history. I could talk about some of the work that is still necessary. I've talked about it on here. There's a big Supreme Court case coming up, heard in just a few weeks. That will be incredibly monumental for the fight of keeping men out of women's sports. But I was listening to the different speakers. Some of those speakers touched on the trans stuff. I took it a different route. I spoke to the value in the inherent purpose of life. And I think that felt especially relevant after having our baby girl just 12 weeks ago now.
You did a great job, might I say.
You're obligated to say that.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, if you didn't do good. But it was nice to hear that, because I think across a lot of the speakers, there were very similar messages. With it being the first AmFest that Charlie wasn't with us, that there was definitely a theme. And so I think a lot of the audience as well, I think they enjoyed that it was just a little bit different from what they'd been hearing.
And it was super cool because when you're looking at the audience and you're kind of observing the different demographics that were there were so many young people. I'm talking like high schoolers, college-age kids, especially young women. And so reaching out to that demographic I think there's a lot of confusing messages, even within our own party, that are being put out there for young women to really hold on to right now. So really wanted to try and reach those people. But
I forget what the stat was, but the number of students compared to previous years to this year was it was either 2/3 of the tickets sold or 50% more or something. The number of students that was there was, I'm sure the internet's going to fact check me on that one, but there was a huge increase in students there, which was amazing to see.
And when I was on stage, when you're looking out, that's what you see are the young faces, and so it was really special. On the last day of AmFest, we saw, of course, the vice president was there, but there was a surprise that we had been keeping for a while. We hadn't told the public that Nicki Minaj was going to take the stage
Queen
at AmFest. It was. I wish you could have been there in the room to hear the audience when Nicki Minaj walks out on stage hand in hand with Erica Kirk. It was one of the most amazing spectacles I've ever seen. I think that Hulk Hogan, that was another one at Madison Square Garden. These were moments where I'm like, what in the world is politics in 2025? I guess Hulk Hogan was in 2024, but you have Hulk Hogan, Madison Square Garden, he's ripping off his shirt. Following him was Dr. Phil. I'm like, okay, I think we just need a factory reset on all politics.
You want to know who my favorite guest appearance was? Jeannie, the Target lady.
Oh, yeah.
That she came out with Benny Johnson and Jack Posobiec, and that was awesome to see.
It was just cool because she's just a normal person. She said that on stage. I think she came out again with Glenn Beck, and he was asking, tell the audience some of what you told me backstage. She was like, I don't feel like I deserve this because I'm just normal. And he reinforced to her. He's like, Jeannie, that's exactly why you deserve this, because you're normal. You speak for the rest of us here. And I think that's what was powerful about Nicki Minaj as well. But now AmFest is over. We are rolling into Christmas. This Christmas is special for our family because it's our first Christmas as a family of 3. Or really, I should say 7 with our 3 dogs and horse. First Christmas as a family of 7, which I really think we had Margot at the best time of year. Her birthday is September 29th, so that's a month until Halloween, which she dressed up as the cutest little bumblebee you've ever seen for Halloween.
Those wings were 3 times the size of her at that point.
It was so cute. And then you go into Thanksgiving, and then now Christmas, New Year's. I really think we had her at the best time. We've experienced kind of all of the first.
That's right.
Which she also just had her first belly laugh.
There aren't many things that'll make a grown man cry, but that'll do it. That was really sweet.
Should we explain the context of this first, or should we watch the video first?
Let's watch the video. No, let's do the context. Let's kind of preface everything that was going on there. So we had just traveled to
Indiana,
South Bend, Indiana, and little girl was in her car seat. She was happy as could be. She was so content. And then we started to, I guess, just smell something. We're like, oh dear, that's not good. We were checking into the hotel in the lobby, and we're like, okay, she's fine. We can wait. We're going up to the room now. We get up to the room, go to pick her up, and everything is just wet.
And yellow.
And yellow.
Which, of course, she's wearing white, too. Why would she not be wearing white?
Yep. This little girl, she probably lost 1/3 of her body weight. She had the Moab. It was the mother of all blowouts. I don't smoke, but I needed a cigarette after that one. It was traumatizing. But yeah, so little girl decided that, newborns go through that kind of poop regression stage. She's past that. Whatever that was, she literally opened the gates of hell when that thing came flowing out. She must have felt so much better. But yeah, she had the mother of all blowouts. I guess the next part I'll let you explain.
Because she hadn't pooped in several days at this point, which again, we didn't really know that was normal. Our pediatrician says, look, babies go through that, don't worry. This was her 4th poop of the day. And so we brought, a certain amount of wet wipes. We weren't home, we were traveling. Because she had used the bathroom, gone number 2 in her diaper 4 times after not going for several days. We ran out of wet wipes. That was like the cherry on top here. We had no more wet wipes. So we have this huge blowout, little baby, no wet wipes. What do you do when you're in a hotel that doesn't have a bathtub, by the way? You put her in the sink. You put her in the sink, which now we're going to play the video, which ended up being a very special moment caught on camera. Let's watch. What?
She was probably laughing at me gagging in the hotel room. I mean, she must have felt so much better.
But I think we just show that to show, number one, how special it is to witness all the first, but I think especially that first laugh, that first belly laugh, like she could not get a grip. Like it probably went on for 2 minutes straight of her just giggling, cracking up. She thought the situation that we were in, me and you, like poop everywhere. Yep. Her just in a warm sink, living the life. She thought that was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. But now we're in this dilemma going into her first Christmas, as I guess she'll be 3 months old, almost 3 months old at the time, of what do you get a 3-month-old baby?
That's been tough. Trying to Christmas shop for her because, I mean, she's at the stage where she's not really playing with anything. And so, you know, what do we just get her more pacifiers and, I don't know, and a couple blankets, which we have
a bajillion of
200 of already. Like, I don't know. It's been tough trying to think of what to shop for a 3-month-old for Christmas. She's got plenty of outfits. I mean,
you know what she loves, though? We found this out, which swore we weren't going to have screen kids, which I'm telling myself that at the age she's at, it's good for her development to see, you know, bright colors and slowly moving objects on a screen for her eye focus and different things. She loves dancing fruit on YouTube. Sounds insane. She loves this. Like when it is on the TV, I don't even know how we discovered this, but when it's on the TV screen, she's like fully locked in, and you can see her eyes like following the pineapple going across the screen.
It's a whole, like, it's live. It is a live stream of these dancing fruit on repeat. We've got to the point now where, based on the song that's playing, we know which fruit is coming out next.
It's a problem.
It is a problem, and we'll walk around the house and we'll be dancing to it, and I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
So after you finish this episode on YouTube, go over to the search bar and type in dancing fruit, and you will be able to perfectly visualize me and Louie dancing in our kitchen to this watermelon that's like dancing across the screen. Are there any traditions that we want to start with our family going into Christmas?
So I think you started one this year. I don't know if it was intentionally or not, but I was very much of the mindset, Christmas tree goes up day after Thanksgiving. I came home from work November 1st, Christmas tree was up. First off, I don't even know how you got the Christmas tree up.
I don't either. That thing's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, but kudos to you. But yeah, I guess I think that November 1st Christmas tree, I've enjoyed having the Christmas tree up. If you'd have asked my opinion about it, I would have said, not a chance, you're out of your mind.
Now, are we going to be real Christmas tree people or fake Christmas tree people?
I love the smell of a real Christmas tree. You can't beat it. But we have 3 domestic terrorists of dogs.
Yeah.
That will probably, I mean, they never pee inside, but if we put a Christmas tree, that might entice one of them too. So I think just for practicality reasons, and we've got a beautiful fake tree this year, so I think for practicality reasons, we'll probably stick with the fake.
I do love decorating early though, because do you think of the time from Thanksgiving to Christmas? It's so short. We need Christmas longer than that. One of the things that I want to do, I actually saw someone talking about this online, but something they do with their family is before opening gifts on Christmas morning, they read the story of Jesus together as a family. And I think this is a fantastic idea to reinforce what this season is about. Yes, of course, we're getting gifts, we're receiving gifts, we're giving gifts, but none of that would be possible without the gift of Jesus Christ, who walked this earth, who died on the cross for our sins, who rose again 3 days later with the hope and the promise of eternal life. So I think that's something that I want to start. And obviously Margot, this Christmas, she's 3 months. She won't remember a single thing of it. But the idea of starting the tradition now, and it's something that we can do with her as she grows up. Hopefully one day she can continue on with her family.
And it'd probably be neat. Hopefully we can get to a point once there's a few more babies where they can start reading it to each other as well. So I like that.
What about, again, Margot now, she's not old enough to really like understand the concept of the elf on the shelf or go looking for the elf. Would you be opposed to maybe next year or the year after getting a little devious elf?
I could get behind it. I could have some fun with that. You'll probably hate me for it.
You would be really good at.
But my brain is all kinds of all kinds of messed up. I could find some fun places to hide that thing.
Fun storylines behind it.
Oh yes.
Okay, cookies and milk. We're definitely doing that because Santa in our household loves cookies.
I think when we grew up, we used to every now and then we'd leave a beer out for him, and so hoping Santa doesn't get a DUI.
Your Santa's gonna get he's gonna get pulled over.
Yeah. I think that was more for my dad to enjoy.
What is Christmas like in England, by the way? Like being here now, this is your 7th Christmas in the U.S.? Mm-hmm. How does Christmas in the U.S. differ from Christmas in England?
So, okay, I don't know if this is just your family or whatever, but you guys do, like, presents on Christmas Eve.
We do presents on Christmas Eve with my grandparents, which my family, we have a very large family, and we're all super duper close. And so on both sides of my family, my mom's and my dad's, my mom's side grandparents, so my mom's parents, we're like this. Like my grandma feels like my sister. My grandpa's like one of his best friends. So
Paw.
Yeah, Pawpaw and Gammy.
Yeah.
And so we do gifts and presents with them, which is like this extravagant event because, again, our grandparents are like, I don't know, like mom, just the best. I've been so fortunate to have the best grandparents. So we do presents with them on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I guess in England, kind of how we would do Christmas would be wake up early, go downstairs. Santa would have been, and so the stockings were full. All the presents were under the tree. Santa's gifts were out. There was usually a trail of carrots and where the reindeer had come in and they'd just left some little crumbs as they were on their way out, and the milk or the beer would be half gone. And you guys don't have mince pies here, do you?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so mince pie is a very British thing. This will blow everyone's minds. It's a mince pie. There is no like minced meat in it. Like it's dried fruit and something else, and it's just known as mincemeat. You'll have to look them up. I can't stand them, but they're very British Christmassy thing.
So what do you do with it? It's just out on Christmas Day?
Yeah, it's just like a thing you eat. It's like almost like a little pie thing, I guess, minced pie. We'll have to put a picture in of a mince pie somewhere.
Sounds...
Yeah, they're weird.
If it's anything like black pudding... that you guys eat over in England, which is disgusting. You want to explain that one?
The good
or
Lord,
blood pudding. What is it called?
It depends where you're at in the country. Most people call it black pudding. The good Lord himself doesn't even know what's in that, so I'm not even going to attempt to.
Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Very northern British thing though. You go down, towards London, you don't see it as much. But yeah, Christmas Day. Carrots and everything left everywhere. Presents under the tree. We'll come downstairs and then see what Santa brought for us. And
the king gives a speech in England.
Yes, when I was there, it used to be the Queen. Gotta love Lizzie. So there's always a debate in England. Do you have Christmas lunch before the speech or after? In our family, we would eat before the speech. The speech is usually around 3:00. So we would eat before the speech, so somewhere between 1:30 and 2. eat, and then everybody goes to sit down to watch the king's now or queen's speech.
And is it kind of just like an address to the nation?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, just discussing...
Yeah, it's just traditional. Yeah.
I think Trump should do that on Christmas Day here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a this or that.
Let's do it.
A lot of these are going to be like British Christmas versus American Christmas. First and foremost, are we going to sleep in on Christmas Day, or wake up early for presents?
Well, you're still a child at heart.
I'm such a child.
You will be up at 3 o'clock trying to figure out what Santa brought.
Yeah.
Me, I wouldn't say lie in, but I would say don't wake up extra early.
Okay, what's the ideal time?
I don't know, 7, something like that.
That's far too late.
Yeah, no.
My siblings and I growing up, like, we would set an alarm for like 2:30 in the morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we couldn't sleep. It was like that childlike excitement of Santa coming to your house.
Yeah, you're still there.
Yeah, I am still there. Okay, Santa Claus or Father Christmas?
All right, I'm halfway over the Atlantic. Father Christmas is, I guess, it's a British thing. But yeah, now I'm kind of interchangeable. I'm one of those good immigrants where I'm like assimilating a little bit, so I'll say Santa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good immigrant.
What are you going to do? What do you say?
Santa. I don't even know who Father Christmas is.
He's the father of Christmas.
Eggnog or mulled wine?
I hate eggnog, but I'm not a fan of the spices for mulled wine.
Again, a very British thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to be Switzerland and neutral on that one. I'm neither.
He doesn't like eggs.
Can't stand them.
Which eggs are like I feel like everything. First of all,
I don't mind egg in stuff, but scrambled eggs, fried eggs, hard boiled eggs.
He gets so grossed out when I eat a hard boiled egg.
Okay, but the bit that really does it. You made these hard-boiled eggs not too long ago, and in the bottom of the bag, I can only describe it as egg juice.
Okay.
Ooh, like stomach churning. So no, anything to do with egg is a hard pass.
So we can't get chickens.
No chickens.
Lame.
No, not at all. The only thing worse than chicken poop is pig poop. So no, they're both off the list. Sorry, Brett Cooper. They're all off the list.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down mentally. But y'all heard him say there are other things that aren't off the list.
If it's
just pigs and chicken. That's all I heard. Okay, on to the next.
Feeding.
Stockings on the mantle or at the foot of the bed? Again, no one in the U.S. puts stockings at the foot of their bed.
Well, here's the thing. I think this was more for the parents to be like Mission Impossible, to try and get in while you're asleep, fill the stocking up, and sneak out without getting caught. That's
so is
what
your
I think.
stocking... Okay, so Santa does the stocking.
Mm-hmm.
In my family, which I think this is different for some families in America, but my family, your parents fill up your stocking. And then my family, okay, so Santa would do presents, and we were able to differentiate what Santa brought versus my parents because Santa didn't wrap his gifts. And
what are all the elves for?
They make the gifts, they don't wrap them.
Oh my god.
Think of how many boxes they would use. Well, so much waste.
No more than Amazon.
That's so true. So Santa doesn't wrap the gifts. My parents wrapped their gifts, and my parents do the stockings. But y'all have them on the foot of the bed, and I think that's very bizarre.
I don't know. There's two thought processes there. Some, I guess the Mission Impossible challenge of trying to not wake the child up while you fill the stocking up.
It's like the Tooth Fairy.
A little bit. Or, Santa comes down the chimney. So some people will put them by the fireplace because that's where Santa comes down. And you want to make it easy for him, so he puts more stuff in your stocking.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gingerbread houses or Christmas pudding set on fire?
I've got to go with my roots here. Christmas pudding set on fire. Absolutely.
Okay, explain that. Because, again, foreign concept to us Americans.
Yeah. British Christmas pudding is probably one of the greatest creations on earth. That's probably a British hot take. It's one of those you either love it or you hate it. It's like dried fruits. It's like a cake with like a bunch of dried fruit in it.
Like fruit cake kind of?
Almost, but more so like raisins.
Kind of like a fruit cake. Is it in like a bundt cake shape?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then the fire part, you take... Typically it's brandy. Some people use whiskey. and you take a ladle, fill it with a couple teaspoons of brandy, you warm it up, and then you light the alcohol in the ladle, and then you pour it on top, and then your little Christmas cake is on fire. Another very British tradition with Christmas cakes is you take a sixpence and then it goes in the cake somewhere. You don't know where. And if it's your piece of cake that gets it, it's supposed to bring you good luck.
I think we do something like that around Mardi Gras. It's like the baby cake. And there's like a little plastic baby baked somewhere in the cake. And you keep cutting slices, and whoever gets the slice with the baby, I think it's good luck.
Well, I'm surprised that like RFK doesn't have anything to say about baking a plastic doll in a cake.
Yeah, disregard.
Yeah.
Okay, Black Friday or Boxing Day?
You don't have Boxing Day here.
I don't even know what Boxing Day is, but I know that's a thing in England.
Yeah, so Boxing Day, the history behind it was it's December 26th, so the day after Christmas. Goes back to like old England when people would have house workers, and it's almost like the public servant day of gratitude is probably the best way to put it, where you would take boxes and you would give them to the groundsman, the house workers, the milkman, the mailman, all things like that. And it was you would give them, that's when they would get their gifts. That's where the kind of Boxing Day comes from. In England, there's Boxing Day sales. I think over the last, as long as I've known, Black Friday has taken off in England. So now, being a good immigrant, I would probably say Black Friday.
A good immigrant. I love Black Friday.
Yeah.
Black Friday is like...
That is your Super Bowl.
It is my Super Bowl. We talked about AmFest being Charlie and Turning Point Super Bowl. Black Friday is my Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have very... Like many like stereotypical like girl things, but I really do like shopping. Can't even lie.
That's what you go to the gym for all year, is to carry those bags and
you get it.
To run into the stores. You're one of those. They leave obnoxiously early in the morning, and now there's not even lines.
It's the tradition now, though.
Yeah, no, pass on that. I usually go hunting on Black Friday.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, took Margot hunting, which we talked about, I think, on this podcast.
Did you? Yeah, you
Yes,
did. Yeah.
how you took our... who knows how old, maybe like 8 or 9 week old baby in a deer blind.
Sure did.
In the freezing cold and shot a deer.
Yeah.
But it was actually really sweet.
She did awesome. She didn't even flinch.
Petrified though when I didn't know what they were doing, and I get a text that says shots fired at 6:30 in the morning. I was working out and I get that text. I'm like, what do you mean shots fired? Yeah. Okay. Going into the new year, any New Year's resolutions, which I will say I have always, or at least the past 4 or so years, been really, really big on New Year's resolutions. I think there is real value in sitting down with either your spouse, your friends, your family, and talking about your goals. I don't know if it's like the athlete in me, but even when I was competing, like I just really loved having and setting tangible goals. That you can work to achieve. You tell other people your goals, they can help hold you accountable. I always wanted to know their goals so I could do what I could to help them achieve that. So big goal setter here. I'm not much into like the whole like manifest thing, but I do think there's value in having a vision for yourself, and you remind yourself of that, like writing on your mirror, whatever it is. However, every single day you can set your sight forward to achieving those goals. I really buy into those things. So that being said, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk about kind of how we break them down? Because, it's not, we don't just have like 2 resolutions. There's different categories in which we kind of plan them out. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, first we use the SMART method to set our goals, which acronym SMART. S is for each goal, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be relevant, and it has to be time bound. All of those things. So you could set a goal to like be kind. That doesn't fit the SMART acronym here. It has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So, for example, and here are the kind of the different sectors we break our New Year's resolutions or our goals into. First and foremost is health and wellness. So think of like your physical goals for yourself. Our second sector is spiritual goals, how you can grow individually and also simultaneously together in your spiritual journey, your relationship with Christ. Our third sector is personal goals or relational goals, and the fourth sector is career goals. So those are kind of the four sectors, which we every year try to have like a New Year's resolution party, if you will. So us, some of our other friends, family will come over and like sit down and make like a vision board. So I haven't really sat down and thought about my goals, but I have a few in mind.
What's your health and wellness one?
One of the things that I would love to do, and this is kind of like health and wellness mixed with career, is I would love to be able to talk more about fitness on this platform, on Instagram, on TikTok with you guys. Obviously, I think, the platform I have was awarded to me for my takes on political topics and for using my voice on the cultural stuff that's happening around the world. But I feel really passionate about fitness. And so one of my health and wellness / career goals is to be able to speak more to that with you guys and influence in that way. I think in terms of physical fitness, if that is something you prioritize, you will live obviously a healthier life in terms of how long you live, how good you feel, but you're happier. I think fitness is such a fantastic outlet for stress, for anxiety, for anything that is taking up space in your mind, at least for me. And it wasn't always this way, but you work for it to be this way. Now I use fitness and going to the gym and running and lifting as an outlet to kind of compartmentalize those things. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Well, I have definitely been working. I'm not going to call it a dad bod. We're going to call it a father figure.
Okay.
Definitely been working on the father figure for the last few months. I need something to work towards. I haven't had anything to work towards fitness-wise in probably way too long. I was in the post-athlete career. There's two boats. One of them does absolutely nothing, and the other one goes and signs up for marathons and Ironmans, which you're in. Running to me sounds awful. I'm sorry, it does. Like,
you get past it though, and he's a good runner. He's a good runner.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I'm not a big fan of. But something I've been thinking about, and I've mentioned it to you a few times, is something that I kind of want to look to sign up for, and I guess I'm going to shoot myself in the foot by saying that on here, is signing up for one of the tactical games. It's a cross between CrossFit and shooting, kind of all compiled together. I love shooting. I know, surprise from a Brit.
Good immigrant.
Yeah, good immigrant.
He's really sharp shot too.
Well, thank you, dear. That was very sweet.
No, you really are.
Yeah, no, I really like shooting, and so it's a combination of fitness and shooting, lots of running, lifting heavy objects in awkward ways, getting your heart rate up, and then still having to shoot accurately to score well in it. So I think that's something that I'll have fun doing. Also going to have to start getting rid of the father figure. So yeah, I think that'd be one of my health and wellness ones, is just getting my backside in gear again.
Yeah. Any others you want to share?
Personal relational, I think we've been bad about this since Margot's been here, but going on dates, I don't know if we've really been on one since she's been here, and she's maybe one.
Well, it's hard
two.
Because I feel like we go on dates, as in like we'll go eat or whatever, but we'll be on our phone or occupied by other things.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is just being more intentional. About our dates.
Having someone look after the baby, so it's just us to get some time, and I'd like to do that time bound. Like to do one every 2 weeks. I think every week would be ideal, but with all the travel and schedules, I think that might be a little unrealistic. But I think once every 2 weeks is something that we can definitely commit to.
Just like twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A New Year's resolution for me is to have another kid by this time next year. I'm
happy to do my part. Don't know if I can say that. Just did. Happy to do my bit.
Maybe there will be another Barker baby.
That's right.
Running around our household this time next year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because to like speak a little bit to the pregnancy and like conception journey that we had, we were able to conceive Margot in the first month of us like really trying. So I didn't find out until later, which nowadays you can find out at like 3 weeks if you're pregnant or something crazy. I didn't find out till later because I felt fine. It just didn't cross my mind. Found out, we go to the doctor and he was like, so, you know, they're getting all your information. They ask you, you know, when was your last menstrual cycle? They put in all this, and he came out and he said, so, you know, she was conceived on January 6th.
Not planned.
We have an insurrection baby.
We have an insurrection baby, sure do. Yeah, that wasn't, we didn't mark the calendar and think, wow, today's a celebration. So
insurrection baby.
Yep.
No, well, we appreciate you guys. Again, what a year it has been. Thank you all who have tuned into the Gains for Girls podcast over the past, gosh, I guess like 2 years at this point. Your support, it means the world to me personally, to our family. So thank you guys. We have lots to look forward to in the new year. But today, the rest of this week, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you spend some time in the Word. I hope you remember why we are gathered in the way that we do for Christmas.
Hey, he's the reason for the season. Don't forget
That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. Well, we appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys soon on the Riley Gaines Show, but we'll see you next week on the Gains for Girls podcast.